Picture this. You wake up one morning, and as you're brushing your teeth, you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror. The face looking back has the wisdom of 5 decades, but you also notice something else: your body doesn't feel as strong as it once did. Maybe the firmness, the size, the stamina that used to define your manhood has slowly slipped away. It's not sudden, but it's undeniable. Science confirms it. After age 50, testosterone levels decline about 1% per year. Blood flow becomes less efficient, and tissues that once swelled with ease now require more effort. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Many men don't realize how much these subtle changes affect their confidence until intimacy feels different. You may have caught yourself making excuses, chalking it up to stress, or joking about being too old for this. But deep down, you know it matters. Because when you lose stamina, it's not just about the bedroom, it seeps into your energy, your posture, even how you walk into a room. Now, before you think this is all bad news, let me tell you something remarkable. Your body still responds to training, even after 50. In fact, studies show that targeted exercise routines improve circulation, increase tissue elasticity, and enhance stamina within weeks. The good news: you don't need to spend hours at the gym, lift heavy weights, or try risky pills that promise miracles. All you need is a simple, consistent practice, a 5-minute daily routine that trains your blood vessels, muscles, and mind to work together again. And that's where this journey begins. Think of it like giving yourself a reset button. 5 minutes that rebuild the foundation of size and stamina. 5 minutes that reconnect you with your strength and confidence. Before we begin, if you find this information useful for your strength and confidence after 50, I would be very grateful if you would like to like and subscribe. Your support is the motivation for me to continue bringing you useful lessons to stay strong. And let me know in the comments where you're re-watching from and what time it is right now. I'd love to hear from you.
Here's the thing most men don't realize. When it comes to size and stamina, it's not just about muscle or testosterone, it's about circulation. Blood flow is the engine that powers every erection, fuels every surge of energy, and sustains every intimate moment. Without strong circulation, you can take all the vitamins you want, you can try fancy supplements, but nothing works the way it should. Think about it, your penis is essentially a hydraulic system. Blood fills, pressure builds, and that creates strength. Over time, arteries stiffen, vessels narrow, and your ability to push blood where it needs to go starts to falter. That's why the same man who can walk around the block without breaking a sweat may struggle to maintain firmness in the bedroom. Oddly enough, even astronauts train for this. Up in space, without gravity, blood doesn't circulate properly. They have to use special exercise machines and compression suits just to keep their vascular systems healthy. It sounds extreme, but it makes the point clear: without consistent movement, your body forgets how to deliver blood efficiently. So here's the question men argue about, even in academic circles: is frequent arousal or even regular masturbation helpful or harmful after 50? Some experts claim it keeps blood flowing and tissues elastic. Others warn that too much may reduce sensitivity over time. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle, but one fact is solid: what really matters is training your circulatory system daily, just like you train your muscles. Imagine this: every deep breath you take, every stretch you hold, every small squeeze of your pelvic floor is like sending a wave of fresh oxygenated blood directly to the places that matter most. It's free, it's natural, and it works better than you think. Once you grasp that circulation is everything, you stop chasing quick fixes and start building a routine that trains the very lifeline of your manhood. And remember, it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a treadmill or weights. What you need is movement that pumps, stretches that release, and breathing that feeds your bloodstream. In just minutes a day, you can reawaken the same force that once came so easily in your 20s. Now that you understand blood flow is everything, let's talk about the simple movements that unlock it. Stretching. You might roll your eyes at the idea, but trust me, daily stretching isn't just for yoga enthusiasts or dancers in tight pants. It's the secret weapon for men over 50 who want to reclaim both flexibility and firmness. Here's why. The muscles around your hips, pelvis, and lower back form a sort of traffic circle for circulation. If those muscles are tight and stiff, blood has to fight to get through. But when you loosen and lengthen those areas, it's like clearing a blocked road. Oxygen-rich blood flows freely, feeding the tissues that give you size and stamina. Research shows that even light stretching improves arterial health, lowers blood pressure, and boosts vascular elasticity. And I'll admit this personally, the first time I tried a hip opener stretch in the morning, I felt like an old door hinge squeaking back to life. My joints popped, my muscles groaned, and for a second I wondered if I'd made a mistake. But within minutes, my lower body felt lighter, more awake. And yes, other parts felt more responsive too. That's the beauty of it. Here's the odd part: your penis itself doesn't have muscles you can train. It relies completely on the support system around it, the pelvic floor, the abs, the glutes. That's why daily stretching of the hips and pelvis is a game changer. You're not just working for flexibility, you're preparing the stage for better performance. Of course, we can't talk about stretching without at least one laugh. I once tried following a yoga video at home and ended up stuck halfway in a happy baby pose, staring at the ceiling fan, wondering if this was how my story would end. Spoiler, I survived, but my kids never let me live it down. Now, some men ask, is stretching alone enough? Can you really improve stamina and even appearance by simply moving gently each day? The debate is ongoing, but here's what's certain: you can't afford to skip it. Without flexibility, strength won't last. And without circulation, stamina collapses. Stretching bridges that gap, giving you the foundation to handle the rest of this routine. So yes, 5 minutes may not sound like much, but the right stretches done daily can give you more than just looser hips. They can give you back a part of yourself you thought was gone. You've loosened your body with stretching, now it's time to put some strength behind it. And here's the surprising truth: your core, not just your arms or chest, has the biggest influence on stamina and sexual performance. Think about it: your abs, lower back, and pelvic floor form the powerhouse that supports every thrust, every movement, and every ounce of endurance you can muster. Without a strong core, everything else collapses faster than you'd like. Let us start with a fact most men never hear. Studies show a weak core is directly linked to poor erection quality. Why? Because your abdominal wall and pelvic muscles act like a supportive harness for blood flow. When they're strong, they help trap blood where it needs to stay, creating more firmness and longer-lasting stamina. When they're weak, pressure leaks and your performance suffers. The good news is, you don't need an expensive machine or fancy gym. Simple moves like bridges, planks, and controlled pelvic tilts can reshape your foundation. Just imagine holding a plank for 30 seconds a day. Suddenly, your lower back stops aching, your belly feels tighter, and yes, your stamina gets a noticeable boost. Even your posture improves, and people notice when you stand taller. Now, here's the odd detail: some therapists test core strength by checking how long you can balance in certain positions. Strangely enough, those same assessments often predict sexual health too. It sounds unrelated, but your ability to control your midsection directly mirrors your ability to control blood flow and stamina. Let me add a joke, because we can't make this sound like medical school. If crunches were all it took to boost manhood, half the guys who skipped abs day in the 90s would be filing lawsuits right now. But here's the reality: core strength doesn't just make you look good shirtless, it makes you feel invincible where it really counts. And yes, some men ask the inevitable debate: can you actually build more size through core training, or just better function? Academics argue about this, but one thing is clear: size without stamina is useless, and stamina without strength collapses. So, by building your core, you're investing in both. When you commit to a few minutes of focused movement every day, you're not just training muscles, you're rebuilding confidence from the inside out. And that confidence, my friend, is what truly makes you feel like a man again. Now let's talk about something most men ignore, yet it may be the most powerful tool of all: your breath. Breathing isn't just about survival, it's about control. Deep, slow, intentional breathing feeds your blood with oxygen, relaxes your nervous system, and allows you to channel focus where you need it most. When it comes to size and stamina after 50, breathwork can be the difference between struggling and thriving. Here's a fact to chew on: controlled breathing lowers cortisol, your stress hormone, and raises nitric oxide levels in the blood. That nitric oxide is the same chemical your body uses to open blood vessels, making it the natural key to stronger erections. In other words, every deep inhale and exhale isn't just calming, it's a biochemical boost for your performance. Oddly enough, ancient warriors knew this. Before going into battle, they practiced rhythmic breathing to steady their hands and sharpen their minds. They weren't worried about stamina in the bedroom, but the principle is the same. When you master your breath, you master your body. Now, let's tackle a modern debate. Can meditation, breathwork, and mental training actually improve sexual performance, or is it just another wellness trend? Some experts scoff, saying no amount of Zen can compete with biology. Others point to research showing men who meditate regularly report better control, less anxiety, and greater satisfaction. The truth probably sits in the middle, but here's what you can't deny: a calm mind makes a strong body even stronger. And if you think breathing exercises sound boring, let me lighten the mood. The first time I tried box breathing, inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4, I nearly passed out because I forgot to count. My wife thought I was meditating deeply. Really, I was just trying not to tip over. Here's the bottom line: your breath is the steering wheel of your routine. Without it, your stretches and core moves are just mechanical. With it, you're fueling blood flow, calming anxiety, and teaching your body to last longer, not just in exercise but in intimacy. And the best part, you can practice anytime sitting at your desk, standing in line, or even lying in bed before sleep. When you start breathing with intention, you stop reacting to your body's limits and start guiding it. That's when stamina truly begins to grow. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for: putting it all together. You don't need fancy equipment, and you don't need more than 5 minutes. What you do need is focus, consistency, and the willingness to move with purpose. Picture this as your personal blueprint: 5 minutes that unlock stronger blood flow, tighter muscles, and sharper confidence. Minute 1: stretch and wake the hips. Start by standing tall, feet shoulder width apart. Slowly bend forward, letting your arms hang and your back release. Hold for 20 seconds, then rise up and pull one knee to your chest. Alternate sides. You'll feel your hips opening, circulation rushing, and your lower back loosening. Imagine traffic clearing on a busy highway. Blood is now free to flow. Minute 2: pelvic tilt bridge. Lie on your back, knees bent, feet flat. Slowly lift your hips into a bridge, squeeze your glutes, and hold for 10 seconds. Repeat 3 times. Each squeeze is like priming a pump, pushing blood toward the pelvic floor where you need it most. Minute 3: core engagement. Roll into a plank position. Elbows under shoulders, body straight. Hold for 20 seconds, rest, and repeat. You'll feel your abs and lower back firing up, creating the foundation for strength and stamina. If you tremble, laugh at it, it means your body is working. Minute 4: focused breathing. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and practice box breathing. Inhale through the nose for 4 counts, hold 4, exhale through the mouth for 4, hold 4. Repeat this cycle for a full minute. With every breath, you're charging blood with oxygen and calming your nerves. Minute 5: the finisher squeeze. While standing, contract your pelvic floor muscles, the same ones you'd use to stop urine midstream. Hold for 5 seconds, release for 5, repeat 5 times. These hidden muscles are directly tied to erection quality and control. Oddly enough, this simple sequence doesn't just improve size and stamina, it also rewires your brain. You begin to associate movement with vitality, breathing with confidence, and control with freedom. And yes, the first few times may feel awkward, like learning a dance in slow motion. But within weeks, you'll notice subtle changes, firmer responses, steadier energy, a posture that says, "I'm still here, stronger than ever." You don't need a gym, a trainer, or a miracle pill. You need this: 5 minutes, done daily, no excuses. That's the reset button your body has been waiting for. So what happens when you actually commit to this 5-minute routine? Here's the exciting part: results don't just live on paper, they show up in your daily life in ways both obvious and unexpected. Within a couple of weeks, you may notice you're waking up firmer, standing taller, and carrying yourself with an energy that feels years younger. One of the first changes you'll feel is responsiveness. The stretches clear pathways, the core moves lock in strength, and the breathing primes your blood. Suddenly, when arousal strikes, your body responds faster and stronger. This isn't magic, it's physiology. You're training your vascular system and pelvic muscles like an athlete, and athletes always perform better with training. Then comes stamina. No more fading after a few minutes or catching yourself out of breath too soon. With consistent practice, your endurance grows. You start lasting longer in the gym, on a walk, and yes, in the bedroom. And let's be honest, that stamina pays off in ways your partner will appreciate. Here's an odd fact that might surprise you. Studies show that grip strength in older men actually predicts sexual health. Strange, right? But it makes sense. Strength, circulation, and confidence all move together. That's why shaking someone's hand firmly feels different once you've built this new foundation. And because we can't skip humor, imagine explaining to your buddies that your handshake got stronger because of 5 minutes of pelvic squeezes and planks. They might laugh, but secretly, they'll want your secret. Of course, results vary. Some men debate whether size can truly increase after 50, or whether the gains are simply improved firmness and vascular expansion. The academic jury is still out, but here's what matters. When you look down and see more fullness, when you feel stronger and more in control, perception becomes reality. Confidence amplifies everything. So yes, 5 minutes may sound small, but the payoff? Renewed vitality, restored stamina, and the quiet satisfaction of knowing you've taken charge of your health and manhood. That's a win at any age, but after 50, it feels like a second youth. By now, you've seen how a simple 5-minute practice can reshape not only your body but your mindset. And here's the truth, confidence after 50 isn't about chasing who you used to be. It's about embracing who you are now and choosing strength, health, and vitality every single day. Think about the small shift you've made. 5 minutes may not sound like much, but over time it compounds. Stretching loosens the body, core moves stabilize your foundation, breathing calms your nerves, and pelvic training fires up the muscles that matter most. That's not just exercise, that's self-respect practiced daily. What you're building isn't just stamina or size, it's trust in yourself. When you feel your body respond again, when you notice more energy in your stride and more firmness in your moments of intimacy, you start to carry yourself differently. You stand taller. You laugh louder. You walk into a room with the quiet assurance that age hasn't taken your edge, it has simply given you wisdom to use it better. And here's the beautiful part, this confidence doesn't stay locked in your private life. It spills over into your work, your relationships, and your sense of purpose. Because when a man feels strong in his body, he feels strong in his life. Of course, the debates will always continue. Can you really change size after 50, or is it just a trick of circulation? Is daily routine enough, or do you need more? The truth is, science can argue, but experience is personal. When you feel better, when you see results, no one can take that away from you. So let's slow this down, because I want these words to stay with you. Remember, your health and manhood are always worth maintaining, cherishing, and caring for no matter what age you are. If you can only do one thing today, let it be choosing to take care of yourself and move forward with confidence and clear goals. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you in the next video. You've just discovered how a simple 5-minute daily routine can dramatically improve your size, stamina, and confidence after 50. The truth is, aging changes your body, but it doesn't have to control you. By focusing on circulation, stretching, core strength, breathing, and pelvic floor activation, you've unlocked the key elements that keep your manhood strong and responsive. This isn't about quick fixes, magic pills, or chasing a younger version of yourself. It's about creating a realistic, sustainable habit that strengthens your body from the inside out. Each movement you practiced, whether a hip stretch, a plank, or focused breath, works together to increase blood flow, improve muscle tone, and sharpen your control. And all of it fits into just 5 minutes, a small investment with life-changing rewards. The best part is the ripple effect. You won't just notice firmer responses or better stamina. You'll also feel more energy during the day, more clarity in your mind, and more confidence in how you carry yourself. These little victories add up, shaping a man who not only looks alive but feels alive, no matter his age. Yes, debates will continue. Experts will argue over size versus function, and whether meditation or strength matters more. But you've learned the simple truth: when you commit to your health with consistency, results come. And those results, both physical and emotional, are yours to keep. So let this be your reminder: it's never too late, and you are never too old to invest in your own strength and manhood. Just 5 minutes a day can open the door to a better tomorrow.